Hello YouTube, welcome to the first tutorial on reverse engineering by GeoSn0w, and the links to the binaries and the source code of these examples will be listed in the description below. So to get started off, let's see what we have in the first level. So we have a binary and the source code and the readme. So let's start off by seeing what is in the source code. So the source code is pretty simple. What it does is, in the main method, it displays a message, and it inputs your name and it outputs your name. That is pretty much it in the main method. And then when we look at the secret method, it says that you are in a restricted area, and it runs a command, and this command basically gets details related to your system, meaning your Linux version, the kernel version, and so on. So basically there is no call from the main method to the secret method, so our goal should be to somehow execute the content of the secret method. So let's see how we are going to do. To start off things, you'll have to compile this binary, as the binary might be different depending on the architecture you are on and the one that was pulled from Git. So it's always a good practice to get started with compiling this binary. So let's go ahead and do that. Crackme.cpp. So that is done. Now let's see whether, to verify whether the program is working fine, let's just go ahead and run it. Oops. So it works fine, and it asks for your name, so I'm going to give my name, and it's going to display the name. Moving on, now we need to dive into this program in a deeper manner. So we're going to use GDB debugger to do the debugging and the reverse engineering. So we're going to say sudo gdb and the name of the binary. It's gonna ask for the password, and we are in. So intuitively, the first thing that you would want to do is go into the main method, because we know that every C program will have a main method, in this case C++, but it would have a main method definitely. So we would want to see the contents of the main method, and then onwards we can see that there are any other methods where we would want to dive into. So first let's disassemble the main method, and this is the output that we get. And keep in mind, this first number that comes up in the screen, it is the reference that is pushed onto the stack, and it's pushed on to some variable. So and moving on, now let's see what functions that we have. So you would be surprised by the number of functions that are displayed in here, but it is actually some of the implicit calls made by the C++ program, so there's nothing to worry. This will be there in almost every C++ program that you're going to compile, and it's going to increase depending on what you're going to import. So anyways, what we see here right after our main method is our secret method. So now we have an idea that this binary has another method called the secret method. So now we want to look into the secret method, but before that let's add a breakpoint. Let's see what we have in our registers at this point. So what we see here is that our RIP is pointing to the main method, meaning that the first instruction is given to start off at the main method. So the reference is for the main method here. Remember when we checked earlier, we saw a push statement where this reference is pushed to the stack. So this is the reference that is currently in the register, saying this is where we're going to start the program. So let's look into the secret method now. So let's go ahead and disassemble the secret method. So in the secret method we will see a different address being pushed to the stack as opposed to what we see here. So intuitively what we would need to do is to push this value here, and the secret method's reference to the stack, and see whether it would work. So let's go ahead and do that. We set the name of, we assign the register with the value we see in the secret method. So at this point it is 0x34. I hope I got that right. And let's verify our change by typing info registers, and we're done. It is, the RIP is now being pointed to the secret method. Our last step is to continue. Now we have arrived at our breakpoint and we are still at there, so now we need to continue the program to see the outcome of this. So let's go ahead and type in continue, and it will continue the program, and it's going to the instructions. It will tell to move on to this reference, and we would be able to hopefully see everything is okay, our desired output, and bam, we are in a restricted area, and the the content in the secret method has been executed, and we have got the output that we were looking for. So this is our desired output, and this is how we ended up in the restricted area using GDB. However, so these changes aren't affected to the actual binary, since this is only, the changes are made only at runtime in memory, so it is not affected to the actual binary. The next time you're going to run the binary, it is always going to just display a name and exit. So that concludes this short video on the reverse engineering by GeoSn0w's level 0. So we'll be moving on to other tutorials in the upcoming videos, so stay tuned. Links will be listed in the description, and hope you have a good day.